Welcome back to Kirk Plain, folks, and it's my pleasure once again to be able to sit and talk with you today. And as we throw around topics of spiritual nature and think of things that pertain to God and really pursue a life that elevates your spiritual awareness of God. And one of the things that I've been contemplating myself is the fact that we all as human beings want to perceive or have people perceive that we are of the right opinion, or that we're right, or that we have the right idea, or we have a great plan. And a lot of times we get caught up in ourselves trying to prove that we're right, and we do that by proving everybody else wrong. And I think that's about one of the worst things we could do, when we should be coming together in God and in unity and in peace and in love and kindness towards one another. Our selfish, stinking pride gets in the way, and we start trying to say our beliefs are better than someone else's because we have a particular book or a particular belief or a different level of faith than they do, or a different religious act or gift or something along those lines that's above theirs. And you know, it's undeniable. There is a hierarchy of things, but God's hierarchy, God said the greatest of things is love, because God is love. So let's kick this topic around today for a little bit and realize, when we fail to meet that standard of love towards one another, all the other things we do in God are useless. Because every work we do in God should be to draw others closer to God through His Spirit, because God is Spirit and God is love. We fail God when we operate outside of His methods. We fail to live up to God's standards when we fail to love others and forgive and walk in the love that God has bestowed upon us as His children, as His people. So humanity has one goal, one common goal, which is to unify and come together in a spirit of peace and love and goodness towards all. And in that, people will know we've been with Christ, we've been with God, we've been with the Creator, we've been with Source, we've been with the Almighty, the Most High, El Shaddai, all the other names of the top, the Creator, the Alpha Omega. So, what is it that we need to do to be humble enough to realize we are not God? We think that we're a God, and the Bible implies that we are a God. But we need to be in the same spirit with Source Creator. The Bible expresses sometimes that we don't even know what spirit we're of. We could be so confused that God wouldn't even be on our mind, but we think we're with him. And I know that might be confusing, but some will know what I'm talking about. Our egos need to be shrunk. We need to be at peace in our life, being thankful to God for his creation. We didn't create everything, but we can be co-creators with him in this life if we live through him. We would create things that honor him. We could create things that display his glory and magnify the grace he's had upon us. But I think it's all about having a right standing, right relationship, right position, and attitude towards God. Because if we believe in the implications of Satan, that he did not like his position with God, and he challenged God, and God had cast him and a third of the angels out, then who are we to challenge God or his word? To defy his order, to defy his authority. Now, I believe every person that's in rebellion against God's will are doing just that. They're not believing in his statutes, they're not believing in his existence, they're not believing in his authority, they're not honoring or respecting his position in creation and us being the created beings. And I believe therefore that's where humanity has its biggest, true, maybe bigots too. It has its biggest struggle is where we fail to be in a right standing position with God. We should be his children and follow the example of the first one and only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. He should be our example. We should be able to draw all conclusions on what pleases the Father by looking at the person Jesus Christ. And we should be able to look at how to have a relationship towards the Father by the model of Jesus Christ. And we should learn how to be able to have relationship towards all through the power of the Holy Spirit by what we see from Christ. And I believe the Holy Spirit is an entity that displays and indwells us to carry out the work of Christ. And I know a lot of people don't like to have that in their spirit box, so to speak. But I'll tell you right now, the Bible is a handbook. It's the beginning book of spirituality. There's many other books out there, but as just as well, it's not all conclusive. There's a lot of other books you can look at. You can get spiritual information from the Emerald Tablets. You can get information from, I hate to say it, tarot card readers. You can get it from astral, what do they call it? Channeling. I believe because this world is the way it is, God's left it up to us to trust him and to seek him at any means necessary. I mean, yes, the Bible has methods, but if you're seeking God with your heart, I think God honors whatever method you use. I believe God will answer in any communication any method you reach out. Because He is the author and the finisher of this realm, this earth, this world. He doesn't wish that any perish, but that all return to Him and know Him. So let's do our best to overlook what we think is wrong in someone else's beliefs and stand in the very basis, which is love through the Spirit of God. Let's not use magic words. Let's not use manipulation or fear, guilt, anger, judgment, hatred. Let's use our hearts to have one-on-one talks in the Spirit of God. Jesus said, where two or more gather in my name, which is His Spirit and His attitude, where two or more gather in His name, He would be in the midst of. So that means when people talk about God, God sits in and listens, and God honors that seeking. So start seeking God. First of all, seek God from your own heart. Secondly, unite with others that have the same purpose of desiring to know God better. And I believe in that. You will be honored by God sitting in, blessing, and revealing Himself, and starting something that will be enough to cause a community to come together. So do your spiritual work for yourself. Share your love for God with others. And find a spiritual work where you can help in your community. Have a great day.